And we're live. Welcome back for another deadline stream, everybody. Hope you all had a good Christmas. Did you get anything fun from Santa this year? I'll be honest, my Christmas list was so boring this year. I asked for a new plant pot. I asked for some joggers. I got a new hat from Fantasy Football Scout as well. But I noticed the green screen blocks it out, so I guess it's like a dynamic hat. But yeah, welcome all of you to the stream. Hope you all had a good Christmas. We've got some exciting football on today as well. Gameweek 19's back already. We've got 5 games today. We've got obviously we've got the Newcastle versus Forest game to kick the game off. We've got Liverpool versus Burnley. Captain Salah for me. I've got Trent, so I'm feeling good about that. And it's 3 years to the day as well since a certain Trent put up a 24-pointer in the 1920 season. Or 2019-20. Whenever I say it that way, it sounds like 1920, like almost 100 years ago. Or over 100 years ago. 24 points he got on Boxing Day 2019. A goal, 3 assists, a clean sheet, and 3 bonus he got against Leicester. Any Trent owners hoping for the same this week? Welcome to the stream, Ali, Arthur, John, Flandy, Kishan, Vijay. I Want Goals, Ariel, Magar, that TPS player, Steph. Play Football, Ty Blake, and everyone else in the stream. Shout out to the Focal Ultras, as John put it. Good to have you all here. Yeah, so this is my team. I feel like it's actually... No, I'm not going to say it. Whenever I say it looks good, it does badly. So I'm not going to say anything, but I'm rolling the transfer. I'll put it that way. Sam's gone Simicast to Trent. John's captain in Trent. Interesting. You know what? I actually considered that. I was talking to my brother about it yesterday. I was around the families yesterday for Christmas, and I was talking to my little brother about Trent, because he was thinking about rolling and playing Van Heck, and I said I would sell him for Trent, or sell Simicast for Trent, since Simicast is out for a while, and he had the money in the bank. So yeah, I was talking about Trent captain. I think it's fine. I think Trent's a reasonable captain shout this week. Obviously they've got good clean sheet odds. I think he's blanked I think he's got 9 returns in his last 10. Something like that for Trent. Like crazy output at the moment. I remember when he got announced at 8 mil, I was like, oh, it's too much. I'm never going to own him at any point. But here we are, like Haaland's injured. We've got this money lying around. So anyone got Trent or bringing him in? Let us know in chat. Yeah, I agree, Jay. Spurs fixtures still look good. So I'm happy with Porro. And I might end up getting Richarlison as a Son replacement in a couple of weeks. We've got 2 more games out of Son. We've got Brighton away, Bournemouth home. So 2 nice fixtures, and then he's off to the Asian Cup. And we might not see him back till game week 25 or 26, maybe, depending on how far he goes in the Cup. Flandy says, how's the Cup going, Oscar? I haven't checked, actually. Let's see who I've got. So, overall Cup. I'm pretty sure I'm through. Are you guys still in the Cup? Oh! I drew 51 points last week, but I went through. What's the tiebreaker on the Cup? So I'm against Ali Abdo. What's his team? Oh, he's got Cash and Simicast. Pretty similar team. He's got Kudus, Bailey. Interesting. But he's got Walker. I guess he starts. Maybe Pinnock. He's got a nice team. He's 400k. Goals scored. Okay, fair enough. Chances of a Newcastle leak. We might get something. We tend to get bits and bobs from Newcastle nowadays. There was someone last week who leaked the full lineup and it was bang on. So I'll keep an eye on that. I've got them in my leaks list on Twitter. So if we get anything, then I'll let you know what that is. Yeah, obviously I'm hoping Gordon starts. Like if there's a leak he doesn't, I'll just start Pinnock this week. Haaland news. Yeah, I've not really had any Haaland news. No press conference for Pep. And pretty much all teams, obviously, because yesterday was Christmas, so no press conferences yesterday. I believe I read he's still not back in training, so I don't think we see Haaland this week. Ideally, we don't see him in Game Week 20 either, because that makes it a bit easier, because then I could sell Alvarez for Haaland in Game Week 21. But if he's back Game Week 20, I can't sell Alvarez, so I think I'd have to sell Solanke, which I don't really want to do. Morning, Marcus. How we doing? Welcome to the stream. Justin, thanks for becoming an FPL Focal member. Thanks for that, Justin. Thanks for the support. If anyone else wants to become a member, it's the join button below the stream. You get a little badge by your name, loyalty badges. There's the members channel, Discord, members league. Anyway, welcome all of you to the stream. Hope you all had a good Christmas. Buzzing for today. It's good fixtures on today. Solanke's last week before sell. I don't know. I feel like his next 5 aren't as bad as they look. Like, Tottenham's not a bad fixture. They're not good defensively. Liverpool's going to be tough. West Ham, not good defensively in Forest. So really, it's only 1 game in the next 5. So I'd quite like to hold Solanke if I can. Oh yeah, virtual with the focal thumb emojis. I forgot. There we go. Oh, I've lost my keyboard. Where's it gone? Oh, I've lost chat. Oh, there it is. Morning, Ash. Hope you had a good one. What do you think about bringing in Nkunku? I'd like to see him start before I get him, but I do get it. Like, Jackson had a shocker last match. Absolute shocker. Did you guys see that Sterling 1-on-1? Oh no, it was a 3v1, wasn't it? He dispossessed someone. He did well, and then he got through, and it was a 3v1 against Sarr, and he just had to square it to Palmer. Or even Jackson, but Jackson's like run was a bit off. He was onside, but he didn't really time his run very well. Sterling just squares that to Palmer. It would have been such a massive game week. And in the end, Sterling and Palmer get a yellow card, both suspended. Unbelievable. Thanks for the super chat. Anurag says, does selling Martinelli for a -4 make sense? I've got the money to go Martinelli to Saka and cash to Trent as the free transfer. Also start Trippier or Livramento, assuming one will be benched. You have to start Trippier. So -4, so you can do cash to Trent as a free transfer. Martinelli to Saka. I've had this one before and it just feels like a bit sideways. Like, does Martinelli outscore Saka by 4 this week? I can't confidently say that, so I don't know if that's worth a hit, to be honest with you. I love the cash to Trent move, that's a great move, but I don't know if I'd do Martinelli to Saka for a -4. Not a move I'd make personally. Morning, Abadi. How we doing? Yeah, I don't think I would do that for a -4. Like, he didn't have a great game against Liverpool, Martinelli, and perhaps Trossard comes in at some point in left wing. But Havertz is suspended, so maybe we see Trossard playing the sort of Havertz role. So maybe not this week. Maybe not this week. Maybe just do it for free in Game Week 20 when they got Fulham. Diego Carlos or Pedro Porro? Pedro Porro. Luke says Archer to Alvarez for a -4. Not for a -4. I think this is a good fixture to play Archer. Like, he's home to Luton. I think that's alright to play Archer this week. Surely some of you are starting Archer, are you not? Anyone playing Archer this week? I think it's fine to play Archer. Like, it's a decent fixture for him. Onskar, thanks for the super chat. Says, hi Focal, start Gabriel or Colwell? I would start Gabriel between those two. I mean, they're pretty close, to be honest with you, but clean sheet odds, I think, favour Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal joint top. There's not much in it, to be fair, 3%. But I would start Gabriel. He's got more potential to get an attack in return. He's got better clean sheet odds. There's not much in it, but I would start Gabriel. 45% chance, Newcastle 45%, Chelsea and City 42%. Yeah, I'd start Gabriel. Udik's on Captain Solanke. Yeah, let's get an early captain poll up. Let's see how you guys are looking for captaincy. So we'll have Salah, Solanke, Son and other, I suppose would be the 4. Message in chat. There we go. Get your votes in on the captain poll. Start Raya or Dubravka. I mean, they're dead even on the clean sheet odds. Maybe Raya. Just in case there's a bit of new manager bounce from Forest, who, to be fair, were conned last game week. That red card for Bolly was outrageous. Did any of you see Nottingham Forest's official Twitter tweets about it? They tweeted something like one of the worst or one of the most shocking referee performances ever in the first half. That was their halftime tweet. It was shocking. Tom says Senesi or Archer. Senesi or Archer? I think I'd go Archer. That's pretty close, that one. I think Archer's good to play this week. Yeah, like new manager bounce from Sheffield United. It looks like they're, well, it doesn't look like it. They're definitely playing better under Wilder. He scored against Villa. I think I'd play Archer there. Home to Luton. It's about as good a fixture as you could ask for. Probably the best fixture Sheffield United are going to have all season, actually. So if you're not going to play him home to Luton, when are you going to play him? I don't think Haaland's going to play, for those asking. We've not had an update, no press conference. There was rumours he's not in training yet, so I don't think we'll see Haaland. Ben asked whether it's worth captaining Trent over Salah. Yeah, I think Trent, as I was saying earlier, I think Trent's perfectly fine for captaincy. If we look at FPL Review's projections, they've got Salah top. 7 points for Salah. Saka 5.9, Odegaard 5.7. Trent's fourth though, 5.1. I think it's fine. We know he's got a haul in him. And as we said just now, it's 4 years to the day since he put up a 24-pointer on Boxing Day. 1 goal, 3 assists, clean sheet, 3 bonus against Leicester. That was exactly 4 years ago today, so we know we can do this sort of thing. I think people overlook captain and defenders because it is risky, because 1 goal conceded and the chance of a haul is massively reduced, but good clean sheet odds. He's absolutely flying at the moment. I mean, look at his recent points. 5, 9, 14, 12, 13, 8, 7. No one's got more points than him over the last 6. Will Lascelles start? I imagine he won't. I imagine he won't start, to be honest with you. He went off injured last match. I think we've got a screenshot on Lascelles in the news roundup, so we'll do that in a minute as well. Stefan says 1.4k watch and only 100 plus likes. Then please like the stream, guys. He says, yeah, is it 100? On mine it says 8 still. I was thinking that's low. Like 8 people like this stream. Yeah, we'll do the news roundup in a second. Obviously the problem is there's not been really any press conferences, so we don't have much information. But I'll run through everything I could scrape together that we do know for Gameweek 19. So Matthew says, what's your transfer plans? I'm rolling this week. I feel like he doesn't need a transfer anywhere. I could sell Simicast, but he'll be on the replacement will be on the bench anyway. And it keeps the options open. Like if Haaland's back for Gameweek 20, then 2 transfers, I can get him for free. I'd have to sell Salah, which isn't ideal, but I can get him for free. Or if Haaland's still not back, then I might make a keeper transfer. I'm considering Turner to Raya, because they actually rotate really nicely. Because then Dubravka's got Liverpool, City, Villa. Arsenal have got Fulham, Palace, Forest. And that gets me double Arsenal defence. So I'm considering that in Game Week 20. But this week, yeah, I'm rolling. What transfers have you guys made this week? Anyone else rolling, or have you made a move? Kieran says, -4 to get in Solanke or start double Spurs defence. I've managed to save my wildcard now, but I plan to wait till Game Week 20 so I can easily bring in Haaland. Merry Christmas, Focal. Thanks for that, Kieran. -4 for Solanke. It depends if you'd have to sell Solanke to get Haaland back in. I'm not a big fan of double Spurs defence this week, so I think a hit for Solanke is okay. I think that makes sense. He's home to Fulham, he's got more upside. And as I say, I think his next 5 are actually okay. Tottenham, as you know, bad defensively, which is why I think it's okay this week. Then Liverpool, that's going to be tough, you imagine. West Ham, that's fine. Forest, that's fine. I think that's okay, as long as you don't have to sell Solanke to get Haaland back in, otherwise it's not worth it. But I assume that's not what you're saying, Kieran. I assume there's someone else you'd sell, in which case, yeah, I would do that. Crafter says, bench one of Porro, Archer and Saliba. Oh, that's a tough one. It's between Porro and Archer. I'd probably start Porro. I mean, I'm in a similar boat. I was looking at starting Pinnock or Pedro Porro, because Brentford do have the better clean sheet odds. Brentford 36% chance, Tottenham 19%. Again, going back to Kieran's question on double Spurs defence. But I decided I'm going to start Pedro Porro because he's so attacking. And it just looks like he's got a haul in him at some point. He's got 6 assists this season already. If he can just keep a clean sheet, and he's due a goal as well at some point. So I'd probably start Porro, but it's close. And I'd definitely start Saliba. Peter says, Merry Christmas, Focal. Start Wright or Dubravka. They're dead even on the clean sheet odds this week, so go with your gut. Maybe Rye, because we might see a new manager bounce from Forest, but it's nothing in it, to be honest. They're dead even on the clean sheet odds. Any news on Richarlison? I think we've got a bit of Richarlison news in the news roundup, so let's jump into that. Starting with Liverpool, Klopp on Tsimikas said he broke his collarbone at least. That's really bad for us. He's out for a long time. So yeah, we're not going to see Tsimikas. It could be like 2 months, potentially. It could be like 6 to 12 weeks, depending on how badly he's broken it and recovery time and so on. But yeah, Tsimikas unfortunately a sell after the broken collarbone. Did anyone watch the game? Pretty unfortunate how it happened. It was a bit naughty from Saka, like pushing Tsimikas. And then Tsimikas landed awkwardly and clattered Klopp. Maybe Gomez will be an option now, actually. He surely gets loads of minutes, Gomez, because they've got no other left-backs, really. Bit of Brighton news. De Zerbi on Matoma, who picked up an ankle injury. He said, I hope it's not a big injury for him, for us. So yeah, there are reports that Matoma could be out for a while as well with an injury. So unfortunately, he's looking like a sell. Right as they hit good fixtures as well. Newcastle, Eddie Howe and Lascelles. He said, I'm not 100% sure what the issue is, to be honest. I can't give you any more clarity than that. So that's all we've got. Pretty standard response from Howe. Absolutely vague. I imagine it's Botman and Schär centre-back though, so Lascelles doesn't start, would be my guess. Spurs, Postecoglou on Romero, who went off at half-time last match. He said, he felt tightness in his hamstring just before half-time, so we had to take him off. So yeah, Romero's a bit of a question mark. He was seen with ice on his hamstring after he went off at half-time. And then on Richarlison, he said he had a sore back yesterday in training. He wasn't 100%, but he was keen to start. I knew at some point we'd have to take him off, but I don't think it's anything serious. So it should be okay if you've got Richarlison. Just a precaution by the sounds of it. And then a few suspensions, Chelsea included. Cash, Palmer, Sterling and Havertz are all suspended for Gameweek19 after picking up their 5th yellow of the season. No Cash, Palmer, Sterling or Havertz this week. Chocolate Toast says, Merry Christmas, thanks for all your hard work. Thanks, Chocolate Toast. Thanks very much for that. Thanks for the super chat. Right. Saka slipped. Did he slip? I thought he pushed him. And I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm trying to be indifferent. Fantasy Football Chronicles says, Hi Oscar, real dilemma for me this week. I've got Sterling and Palmer and Tsimikas, Powell and Haaland. And Eno? Salah and only one free transfer. Is a free hit worth it? I would avoid the free hit personally. I mean, I still think you'd probably gain more free hitting in a double or a blank later in the season. We don't know exactly how the doubles and blanks will fall, but I feel like you'd probably gain more using it later in the season. And just take a -4 instead. Like, you could sell Sterling, that's fine. Sell Tsimikas for a -4. I don't know how much you've got in the bank, but I'll just take a -4 this week. It's not great, obviously, but I still think I wouldn't free hit in that situation. I'd even rather a -8 than free hit. I still think you'd gain more later in the season free hitting in a double or a blank. Right, yeah, Captain Poll results. So 79% Salah, 8% Solanke, 5% Son, and 8% other. Interesting. Welcome, by the way. If there's any FPL Raptor regulars who are here instead, I know he can't stream today. I think he's with his family. So if anyone's not a regular of the FPL Focal streams, then welcome across. Hope you enjoy your temporary stay. Shout out to Ross. Should I go for Malo Gusto? I think he's a good option, yeah. 4.1 mil. James out for like 3 or 4 months minimum. I think he's a great enabler. He's still not completely nailed is the only thing. Like, there is still potential for Disasti to play right back. But yeah, I think Gusto's a good option. Pat says, well lad, best content creator. Should I start Archer or Kabore? I've got Palmer and Lascelles and I'm thinking of getting trips in for him. I've got Trent in last week. Definitely Archer there. I'd start Archer, not Kabore. The problem with Trippier is he's got one good fixture in the next 4 and it's this week. So I don't know if I'd go there. I'd rather have double Arsenal defence if you've got one already, something like that. Maybe Pedro Porro as well. I don't know if I'd go for Trippier now. He just doesn't look quite himself recently. He's not looked the same since he withdrew from international duty for England way back. He's made a lot of mistakes. And obviously Newcastle just riddled with injuries, so I don't know if I'd go Trippier now. I think it was last week or not at all. And even then they lost to Luton. So, yeah, I'd start Archer. Kay says start 3 out of Pedro Porro, Gabriel, Bowen and Archer. 1 defender should start at least. I'll start Gabriel. The other 3's quite close, to be fair. I think you have to start Pedro Porro. You'd really kick yourself if he gets his goal or another attacking return this week and you bench him. So I'll start Porro. So it's Bowen or Archer. Probably Bowen. It's very close. Probably Bowen. Just because he's like absolutely quality. Even though it's a tough fixture, we know Bowen's quality. And he can score against anyone. So I feel like you have to play Bowen there. B. Ramo says, who's the top of the table for the December challenge? Let's have a look. Leagues. December challenge. Here's the standings. It's James Mason. He's got 331 points this month. He's up to 4k overall. He's smashing it. So he's gone from like 100k to 3.9k in 5 game weeks. That's crazy. It shows how fast you can move up. Still a couple of game weeks to go though. Whoever's top after game week 20, I'll be giving £100 to. Greg says Solanke blanks today. Surely not. Bowen or Wilson? If that's who to start, Wilson. Yeah, I think Nkunku for me is a wait and see still. I imagine he does start. Or he deserves to. Like, Jackson was shocking. They've got no Palmer or Sterling. Surely he makes his full debut. What rank are you? My rank's in the top right corner. I'm 113k at the moment. Trent for Simicast. Yeah, I think that move makes itself. It's like, I think it's just an obvious move this week. If you've got the money to go Simicast to Trent, you're selling someone injured long term. You're buying the best defender in the game. Gareth says, Oscar, did Andy give you the ugly Christmas sweater? What do you mean? This is a nice sweater. I think this is a lovely sweater. Morning BTPP, how we doing? Yeah, I'd do Maguire to Trent with a free transfer. And I'd bench Colwill for Gabriel. Elk, thanks for the super chat. Says, should I make a change? And thoughts on captaincy? You give me a team name. I can't... Bloody hell, hang on. How am I going to find your team just with the name? I'll try my best. I can't find your team with just the name. I have no idea, sorry. I'm not going to be able to find your team just from the name. Sorry, mate. In terms of captaincy, though, I'm on Captain Salah. Myself. I think it's got to be Salah. Yeah, if you can, Flandy. But I don't think you'll be able to find the team just from the name. If you can, fair play. I'll keep an eye out. Bench Lascelles or Archer? Bench Lascelles. For those asking about Lascelles, we got a very vague answer from Eddie Howe as usual, but he went off injured last match, so you'd imagine it'd probably be Botman and Cher centre back. Tried and tested Botman and Cher combo. What's the plan to get Haaland back? If he's back game week 20, then it'll be Salah to Bowen probably, and then probably Solanke to Haaland. If he's back game week 21, then it'd probably be the same thing, Salah to Bowen, but it'd probably be Alvarez out. So it just depends which game week. But yeah, Salah's the one that's going to fund it. Alex says, which 2 out of Concert, Walker, Porro should I start? I would start Walker and Porro. I know Man United have been shocking, but away at Man United, think I'd probably bench Consa there. John says, what did your girlfriend give you for Christmas? I actually didn't get around to seeing her yesterday, so I don't know. I'm seeing her today after the stream. So I'm not sure what she got me. Oh, you know what? I think I know. So she asked what I wanted for Christmas, and I've asked for a stream deck to improve the quality of these streams, basically. So hopefully, by the next stream, I'll have the stream deck set up in front of me here. So I think that's what she might have got me, but I don't know. Thomas says, tuning in for another deadline stream. Welcome back, Thomas, for another stream. Michael says, the Arab Scouts best free hit team this week. I can't find your teams from the name. I don't know how I can find a team just from the name. Ideally, I need your IDs if I'm going to look your teams up. But I'll be honest, it's a bit awkward looking up teams from IDs because I have to open up in the background and like fiddle around with the URL. Ideally, just put it in the message and then I can answer it directly in the stream without having to hop out. What's a stream deck? I'll show you. It looks like this. That's a stream deck. And then you can just configure whatever you want to appear on the buttons. So, because I have to like jump around on the keyboard and like click in OBS, but if I've got the buttons right there, I can just press the buttons. So I can do stuff like this a lot easier. The animations and other stuff like muting, switching to other scenes. I think I can even configure it to play like GIFs and videos and stuff like that. Like these.
Nice.
I think so. What else have I got here?
This is the worst.
I forgot about these. Martin says, start a Dogi or Cabore or a -4 for Pedro. Oh, is it repeating that? Sorry. Let's hide that. Start a Dogi or Cabore or a -4 for Pedro Porro. I wouldn't take a -4 for Pedro Porro. I would... I'd start a Dogi, I think, there. Just about. Yeah, close one, Martin. I think I'd start a Dogi. Not worth a hit for Pedro Porro. I think both teams probably concede, to be honest with you. Ganesh says you deserve more subscriptions, bro. Thanks, Ganesh. I mean, the channel's been growing like really steadily, to be fair, since I started it. So I'm really happy with the growth. I've only been properly doing this for like 2 years. I've played FPL for something like 12 years, but... yeah, the channel's only 2 years old, so... I think 171,000 is pretty crazy in 2 years. Never in my wildest dreams expected that. So I think I'm happy with the growth. I'm very happy. Hit 171k yesterday, actually, on Christmas Day. Exactly, John. Start Pereira or Saliba? I'd start Saliba there. Did you win in Scrabble? I did. I won in Scrabble. Vocab on point. My mum played Luton though. I don't know if you saw that tweet. That was her who played Luton. And everyone agreed to let it stand, but yeah, it wasn't even on the board and it's not an actual word in a dictionary, but I wasn't going to be that guy. I was like, yeah, go on then, have it. Luton's fine. What part of the UK? I'm from North West London. Next to Watford, basically. Best free hit team. I think, honestly, if I was on a free hit, I think this would be the starting 11. I don't know what else I would change. Yeah, I mean, what would you change on a free hit? It actually feels like a free hit team this week. Let's have a look at the scout selection, because maybe that'll give us some inspiration. Someone that we're not considering. Let us know in chat, how many players from the scout have you got? They've got Neto in goal. Oh yeah, you could have Trippier. They've got Trent, Trippier and Pedro Porro. They've got Salah, Son, Saka, Richarlison and Gordon. And they've got Solanke and Alvarez. How many players do you guys have from the scout selection this week? Jacob says, howdy, would you go Hwang to Son from -4? Probably not from -4, because you're getting 2 weeks out of Son. Probably not, Jacob. Yeah, that's a difficult one, because like if you've got a gut feeling about Son over the next 2, then go for it. But it's another booked-in transfer, because you have to get Son back out after Game Week 20, and it's Game Week 19 now. Monk says, hey Focal, would you still transfer Trent in if he's a transfer out when Salah gets back from AFCON and Haaland's due back due to budgeting? I would, yeah, because the way you do it is you get Trent now, you sell Salah to fund Haaland. Is the stream still up? Yeah. You've got 10. What? 6, 4. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 myself. Yeah, so yeah, you sell Salah to fund Haaland, and then I think you just figure out later. I just don't think it's worth thinking, oh, what about when Salah's back from AFCON? I think you have to get Trent if you can. It just makes too much sense right now. Yeah, as Killer Wells says, like he's even a good differential captain. I think it's fine to captain Trent. I'm on Salah myself and Son vice, but yeah, he's probably the third best option, Trent, this week. Happy Christmas, Levin. Hope you had a good one. Leak Cruz says, hold Isaac or transfer for Jesus or Nkunku. Probably hold now, because he was on the bench last match. He came on, so we know he's fit. And he's got Forest home, so you probably don't sell. You probably give him one more week, and then you sell him in Game Week 20. When Newcastle hit a pretty tough run of games, Liverpool, City, Villa. So I'd give Isaac one more week if I had him. Nichols, thanks for becoming an FPL Focal member. Thanks for that, Nichols. Focal thumb emojis in the chat. Thanks for the support. If anyone else wants to become an FPL Focal member, it's the join button below the stream. It supports the channel. You get early access to videos. You get the members channel on Discord, the members league. You get badged by your name in the stream and the comments. Which club do you support? I'm an Arsenal fan. Which team do you guys support? Trent to Trips? Definitely not. No, I wouldn't be selling Trent. No chance. Trent's a buy, not a sell. You sent the team in Discord. I forgot what his question was now. Let me just pull up Discord then. Real Madrid, Liverpool, Spurs, United, Villa, Arsenal, Liverpool. I forgot what his question was. So he's got... I don't know how much he's got in the bank either. It looks like a roll to me. Yeah, I would just roll and start Archer. Gunnels, Taxi 11. I would just start Archer. Palmer's out, so he's suspended, so you bench him. I mean, if you've got 2 free transfers, then just sell one of Good or Lamptey. Starting 11's fine. You found your ID. Okay, let me pull that up. So that's your team there. Let me whip that across to there. Oh, that's the same one. Yeah, so I'd start Archer over Palmer. And depending on if you've got 2 free transfers, sell Good or Lamptey. 1 free transfer. Yeah, I'd just start Archer over Palmer. Leave it as is. Just roll. That's an easy roll this week. Manprit, thanks for becoming an FPL Focal as member as well. Thanks, Manprit and Nichols. Thank you to both of you for becoming members. Got the golden Focal badge emoji. Emre says, are you keeping... Why you keep missing super chats? I haven't missed any. I've got it open here. I think I'm caught up. Yeah, I haven't missed any. Can't see any I've missed here. Simicasta Virgil. Yeah, I don't mind Virgil. If you can afford Trent though, I'd go Trent. Salah or Trent captain? I'm on Salah myself. I think Trent's fine though. Trent, Son are okay, but I think Salah's got to be the standout. I mean, Burnley, I think they're like 3rd or 4th worst for expected goals conceded this season. They've conceded 36 goals, so only Sheffield United have conceded more. So yeah, Salah captain for me, but I think Trent's fine. Not Trippier, Battle. I don't think I'd go Trippier captain. Newcastle just look a bit off it right now. Any news on Powell? No news on Powell. We didn't get any press conferences yesterday, obviously, because it was Christmas. So we don't have much information. I can do the news roundup again later, though. And we'll go for anything that you guys might have missed. Did I miss Emre's? Emre said, sorry Emre, he said, if you had double Arsenal defence and Porro and Konsa and Lascelles, would you still get Trent? If yes, how? Bear in mind, I also have 3 good forward options too. I think I would. I'd get rid of Lascelles. Yeah, I think I still would, to be honest, Emre. I think Trent's just one of the best picks right now. I mean, look at the other mids that are, 8.3 mil or less, Emre. I mean, Saka's 9 mil. And he's just not doing it recently. 3 blanks in a row. 1 goal, 1 assist in his last 5. 1, 3, 2, 5. I mean, there's no mids, let alone players in the game that matching Trent for points right now. Like, even Salah hasn't got as many points as Trent over the last 6 or so. So yeah, I would do it. I'd get rid of Lascelles. I think it's an opportunity to get rid of Lascelles. Even if you've got 3 good forwards, I think the depth is going to be handy as well. Especially if you've got Salah and Son, because then you could sell one in game week 21, and then you could sell the other in game week 22, because you've got the depth, right? That was my thinking when I picked up Alvarez. So let's say I sell Salah for Bowen in game week 21. And I've still got Son, who doesn't play that week. That's fine, because I've got 3 forwards, if you see what I mean. Sorry I missed that, Emery. That's what I would do. Jay Saunders, 42806, best captain alternatives, awful luck so far. I think you have to be careful going alternative captains just for the sake of it. I feel like Salah's a standout this week. Let's see your team. I mean, you haven't got Son, you haven't got Trent, so there isn't one really. Like, you wouldn't want to captain Saka after 3 blanks on the bounce. Or maybe Alvarez, but I don't think I would do it. I'd just captain Salah, sorry. Your rank's alright though. 340k, 340k is fine at this point. Christian says, how are you planning on getting Haaland back? I'll probably sell Salah to Bowen and then one of the forwards to Haaland. I think that's the way to go. Clean sheet odds. Clean sheet odds are as follows. Gomez or Porro? Probably start Porro. What's your biggest stream viewership? I think it was it early this season or last season? There was a week where City had the first kickoff and people weren't sure if Haaland was going to play or not. I think the highest ever was something like 7,000 or 8,000 because everyone had Haaland and everyone wanted to know if he was playing or not, waiting for the leaks. Zhao Chocker, thanks for the super chat. John says, Saka's terrible recently, do you keep him? I think you have to keep him because of the next 4. I know he's out of form, but I think you have to keep him with the fixtures. Fixtures create form, so I'm keeping Saka. No plans to sell for the next 4, unless he gets injured or suspended. Start Douglas, Luiz or Cunha. Who have Wolves got this week? Brentford. Probably Douglas, Luiz. Pretty close one, that. Probably Douglas, Luiz. They're pretty 50-50, that one. Probably Douglas, Luiz. He's got more routes to points, right? Penalties, set pieces. Start Gabriel or Porro. Oh, that's a close one. Probably Gabriel. I think I'd back the clean sheet odds there. I do think Spurs probably concede against Brighton, so I'd say Gabriel. Nichols says, Simicast, Adina or Udogie, 5.6 mil on the bank. I don't know if I'd go either of those. Like, Dina's a bit of a rotation risk now because of Alex Moreno. Udogie, like, he probably concedes against Brighton, as I was saying. So, if you don't have one of Saliba or Gabriel, I'd rather those. But if you've got 5.6 mil, go to Trent. Simicast to Trent. Unless you've got Trent Nichols, I would do that. Simicast to Trent. So yeah, I'd probably go for an Arsenal defender or Trent. Either of those. Khaled says, I'm at 12k overall. Is captain and Trent worth it? It depends what kind of manager you are. Like, if you're an upside chaser, you could captain Trent. And if that comes off, you know, you could be top 5k after game week 19. But if you're the sort of manager that likes to just slowly chip away to move up, then captain someone more obvious like Salah, right? I think it really depends on what kind of manager you are. Like, Trent's a great captain this week. But it's riskier than Salah. But I think he's fine. I did consider it briefly, but I'm on captain Salah. I'm pretty settled on that. Thomas says, hey Oscar, what's the best Christmas present from your childhood? Oh, no, this one's easy. So mine would be the PlayStation 1. I remember my mum and dad got me the PlayStation 1 after it came out, and they bought me Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. Absolutely legendary game. Very nostalgic for that. Yeah, it's got to be that. That's what immediately comes to mind. What would yours be? No Newcastle leaks. I'll keep an eye on it in the background in case we get anything. Oh yeah, it looks like we'll get an update in half an hour. Okay, so 10:15. Hey Siri, set an alarm at 10:15. Alright, we might get the Newcastle lineup at 10:15. So I'll let you guys know what that is. Yeah, hopefully Gordon starts, or I'll be benching him for Pinnock. Yours will be the PlayStation 1 as well. Chopper Bike. Chopper Bike 1973. I don't suppose you remember this, John. On this day, 1963, the greatest game week of all time. Way before FPL existed, but I'd love something like this again. Fulham won 10-1. Liverpool won 6-1. West Brom and Tottenham drew 4-4. Blackburn beat West Ham 8-2. Wolves and Aston Villa drew 3-3. Burnley beat Man United 6-1. Chelsea beat Blackpool 5-1. Imagine if we get a game in like that. It does happen. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the Christmas spirit, but I do seem to recall we get lots of goals on Boxing Day historically. Yeah, imagine we get a game in like that. Everyone's going to have 150 plus points. Right, keep your questions coming. We've got an hour 15 till the deadline. Ipswich was stocked on Christmas food. Yeah. My symmetry? What do you mean my symmetry? Yeah, I don't hate Bernardo Silva. He's an interesting pick. I can't see myself going there. I think I'd rather have Bowen, Richarlison from that sort of price bracket. But I don't hate Bernardo. He's like absolutely world class, but he just doesn't quite do the FPL points. Manprit says, best cash replacement for 4.9 mil. He's got Trent, Trippier, Gabriel and Porro. I need a defender in case of rotation. Other bench players are Palmer and Mubama. 4.9 mil. Maybe a Chelsea defender. So Colwell or Gusto. Is there anyone else I'm not thinking of? Like, they're good for this week. Colwell, I think he's 4.6. Gusto's 4.1. Gusto probably makes more sense because I think Chilwell's due back in like a couple of weeks, which in FPL terms could be 2 game weeks away. whereas James is out for 3 to 4 months. Is there anything else I'm not thinking of? I think that's it. Because the other Arsenal defenders cost more. You wouldn't want to go Brentford like Pinnock. You wouldn't want to go a Spurs defender. Start Jackson or Watkins? Watkins, 100%. Has to be Watkins. I'm not sure Jackson even starts after last game. Mohamed says Pau Torres. Yeah, but he's flagged, isn't he? So, and he's got Man United away. So I think this week, probably Colwell or Gusto is the best you could do. Is Doku a good pick? I think I'd swerve Doku. I don't think so. I'm not even sure he's back from injury. I don't think he was involved at all in the Club World Cup. Oh, my team's not symmetrical. Hang on, so what do you mean? So, oh, okay, I got you. Alright, let's do that then. Does anyone else do that? Do you play your team symmetrically? Or do you try and get like the colours matching? So hang on, how do I get Saka over there then? How would I get Saka over to that side? Does anyone else do that with their team? Like get the colours coordinated? OCD has entered the chat. I never do it, to be honest with you. I don't know how to get Saka over there. I guess I go... Hang on, so Alvarez to Palmer. Saka... Alvarez. And then Saka back there. And then Palmer off to Alvarez. There we go. That's symmetrical now. No more complaints about team symmetry. Is there a hidden buff if your team's symmetrical? You get like plus 10% points. Dave says he does that all the time. Sam does it by position. So if you're like playing 4-4-2, you'll have your left back playing the left. I've got 2 right backs here, Pedro Porro and Trent. Yeah. My players aren't in the right positions though. Is Diaby a sell? I think he has to be. Just because he's not nailed, like... He might share minutes with Bailey. They both started last match, but there's a chance one of them starts. If you see what I mean. So I think Bailey's probably a sell, yeah. No Isaac news. First FPL rank. I can't remember. I gave up halfway through the season. I think I came about 700k my first ever season. I'm actually pretty sure back then I used to play players, or only transferring players for their actual positions. So like, yeah, 4-4-2, I'd only transfer in a left back to play in left back in my team. Yeah, and I stopped midway through the season. We've not had any Haaland news, annoyingly. Guesses in the chat. Can you guess who the most transferred in player is this week? Most transferred in player. I'm not sure who it would be. Maybe Trent. Who else could it be? Bailey reckons it's Trent. Zach reckons Solanke. Lemon says Trent. Jago says Solanke. No cheating. Imran says Kudus. I'd be surprised if it's Kudus, because he's off in a couple of game weeks. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised, because I think a lot of people aren't aware of AFCON and the Asian Cup. That's going to be a nice edge, actually, for us a lot that are aware of AFCON and the Asian Cup. After Game Week 20, they will go. And people that aren't aware of that are going to suddenly have a lot of players out in their teams. It is Solanke. 435,000 transfers in. Trent second. Then it's Alvarez. Alvarez, that's surprising. Interesting. Richarlison, Kudus, Gordon, Pedro Porro, Gabriel, Son. I guess everyone can guess who the most transferred out is, right? Kudus off after this game week. Is he off 1 week early? Yeah, it's got to be Simicast, isn't it? Yeah. 595,000. Then it's cash. Palmer. Wow, people are selling Palmer. 248,000 has sold Haaland, Sterling, Mitoma. Favourite food? Oh, I'd struggle to pick a favourite food. I do love a peri-peri. I like a takeaway. I love a Uber Eats. But I like pizza, fish and chips. Oh, I'm getting hungry now talking about it. I haven't eaten today. Gomez or Porro? I think you have to start Porro. I know Gomez is going to have the better clean sheet odds, but I think you have to start Porro just because of how attacking he is. Ariola or Leno in goal? Leno. Official INZ, thanks for the super chat. It says, hi bro, if you had to pick between Richarlison and Ødegaard, who would you pick to replace Sterling? I've already got Saka and Son, and I'm going to be playing the wildcard before Game Week 20. In that case, Ødegaard. Yeah, it's close. Probably Ødegaard. I really like his next two. Oh, it's a 1 week punt, is that what you're saying? I think Ødegaard for a 1 week punt. Just going for Richarlison, like, his minutes have been really managed recently. That's not Richarlison. He's been coming off really early recently. He has been doing well, but I'd rather just get Ødegaard, who's going to play 90 plus stoppage against West Ham. Ødegaard could even be on pens, we don't know. I actually think Ødegaard for a 1 week punt. Finally says, posting tweets during the live stream, her. Oh yeah, I did. I forgot to do that. Alright, we'll quickly do that. No one cheat. No one cheat on this. No one look at my Twitter. Guess the player that got 27 points. And they got this score on this day. Can you guess the player that got 27 points on Boxing Day? I won't say the season. No one cheat and look at my Twitter. It was the Carlsberg kit, so it's an old one. Suarez, Trent, Dirkout, Risa, Gerrard, Mane, Torres, Gerrard, Finnan, Alonso. Ooh. Torres, Suarez. It wasn't Trent. No, that was the one earlier. This is a different one. It was John Arisa. This was the 2004-05 season. He got 2 goals, 2 assists, and a clean sheet against West Brom. So he was involved in all 4 goals. Oh, Klopp. Babel, that is a throwback. God, Babel. Crouchy. Yeah, it was Risa. 2 goals, 2 assists, clean sheet, and a 4-0 win over West Brom. Yeah, I didn't tweet that just now. I scheduled it earlier, and I forgot I did that. I was supposed to do that game before the tweet, but I forgot about it. We've got one more of those. I'll do it later. We'll do one more of those later as well. And if anyone gets the next one, I'll drop 5 gifted memberships in chat as well. Legendary shot power, yeah. Oh, sorry, Enshock. Right. So he says, hi folklore. What do you think of Solanke captain? I mean, I don't hate it. He's just banging form right now, but I just think Salah's a more obvious pick. I mean, I said the same last week about Watkins, and look how that turned out. But I think Salah's just much more obvious than Solanke this week. It's a better team against a worse team. And a better player. So I just think Salah has to be the one. I mean, is he on the projections? Let's have a look at review. He's on the list, but Salah's on 7.0 on FPL reviews. Solanke's on 4.8. Yeah, I think Salah makes the most sense. Zhao Chocker says, bench 2 out of Gabriel, Porro, Bowen, Gordon, Alvarez and Nkunku. I think I'd bench Bowen and start Gordon home to Forest. So then it's just who's the second one. It might have to be Nkunku just because we don't know that he starts 100%. So probably Bowen and Nkunku. We might get a Newcastle leak in about 20 minutes. So whatever that is, I'll let you guys know. It's from a guy, MUFC Will. I don't know, I can't vouch for exactly how reliable he is, but last week he tweeted the full lineup. I think he's got it bang on every time. So we'll see what he's got to say. But yeah, he did tweet the full lineup. And he said he's going to share something with us at 10:15, so in 15 minutes. So yeah, I think I'd bench Bowen and Nkunku there. Maybe Porro and Bowen. You start Gabriel, you start Alvarez, you start Gordon. But maybe Nkunku, like, 'cause he hasn't actually started a game yet. Is he ready to? Maybe. Start Cooley or Watkins. Watkins. Otto says play 2 of Bowen, Pinnock, Concert, Garnacho, Mikalenko, or bench boost. I think I'd start Pinnock. I wouldn't start Concert. I wouldn't start Garnacho. Who have Everton got? They got City. So I'd start Bowen. So Bowen and Pinnock. Bench. No, I wouldn't bench boost. It's not a great bench boost, really, that. We've not had any Haaland news. There were rumours that he's still not back in training, so I don't think we see him this week. We'll have to see after the deadline what the insider trading looks like, if any of the Haaland family transferred him back into their team. I've got loads of players to add to the tracker as well this week, so keep an eye out for my Twitter. What's your biggest dono? I'm not sure, actually. I think someone super chatted £20 once, which is crazy. Very, very generous. I think 20. Where's your hat from? It's from Fantasy Football Scout. They sent it to me in the post as a Christmas present. So if anyone wants to get one, they've got their own merch store now. We Talk Football says, should I sell Hwang for Richarlison? I think that's worth it, yeah. I think I would do that. Wolves just, they haven't looked quite the same without Neto. And I know he's back soon, but I think I'd sell Hwang. And I really like the Richarlison pick. Like 4 goals in his last 3. He'll be the main man when Son goes to the Asian Cup. He'll be on penalties when Son goes. There's a lot to like about Richarlison. So yeah, I think I'd make that move. And he's got the better fixture this week as well. Like Brighton still haven't kept a clean sheet all season. And they're still missing lots of players. So yeah, I think that's a logical move. Colwell or Gabriel? Gabriel. B says Isak hat-trick today. You reckon? Let's see if he starts. I should have the lineup for you guys in 15 minutes. Or some kind of Newcastle news. Well, he says the first update is going to be at 10:15, so I don't know what that update will be, but hopefully we get the full lineup. Fortunately, Newcastle got the early kickoff, so we might actually get the full lineup. So let's see, 15 minutes and we'll have some news there. Dimitri says he's got to sell either Lascelles or Willian to fill 11 players. 1 free transfer, 2.4 mil. Any suggestions on the transfer? It depends what mids you've got, to be honest. Because you could do something like Willian to Richarlison. Or you could do Lascelles to Saliba if you haven't got him. But it depends on who you've got. I think those are 2 moves to consider. Lascelles to Saliba. Arsenal got a nice fixture run. Willian to someone like Richarlison is nice. Or Bowen. Not a great fixture for Bowen this week, but Bowen I think is very, very good long term. Like, it's not a perfect entry point, but that's the way it goes sometimes. That was me last week. I bought in Trent last game week, and it wasn't an ideal entry point. But he still got the assist against Arsenal. You never know with Bowen. He could get something against Arsenal, but Lascelles to Saliba, that's an option. I think, maybe you'll not put something off. Go Gabriel instead. Teddy on shoulders for 10 minutes. He's still in bed. He's still under the duvet. Start Colwell or Porro? Probably start Porro. Just chase the upside. Lil F Gogo says Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well. No news on Haaland. Not had anything. I don't think he'll be involved, to be honest. I'll be surprised. Livramento start. Yeah, if you've got Livramento, I feel like there's a chance he starts this one. Burns started the last one, so maybe Livramento comes in at left back. And to be fair, Livramento's been very, very good in Burns' absence. So I think that would be more than fair if Hal gives Livramento the next one and maybe benches Burn. It could be a back line of Livramento, Botman, Schär and Trippier. Would be my guess. Start Solanke or Gakpo. Solanke. Archer or Porro? Yeah, that's a tough one. Again, I think you'd probably go Porro. Probably just about Porro. Sophie, thanks for the super chat. She says, help, I've got 2 free transfers and no idea how to use them. Got Dubravka, Porro, Trent, Gabriel on trips, Saka, Salah, Bowen and Son, Palmer sub, Watkinson, Solanke. Trippier to Arsenal or Villa defence. Depends on your bench as well and how much you've got in the bank. Because you could just go double Arsenal defence, right? Even if you have to bench one this week. I also think burning a transfer is perfectly fine. I think people will spend transfers just for the sake of it. But if you've got 15 perfectly solid players. I was talking to FPL Noble Gent just now. I'll show you his team just in case you're similar to him. And I said to him, I would burn the transfer here. This was his team. In this situation, I would honestly burn a transfer, but I don't know how similar you are to that, Sophie. But I wouldn't sell Trippier before Forest home. That has potential to backfire. I think I'd look to just spend a transfer on your bench, because that's a good starting 11. But yeah, I'm not sure about your bench, so it's hard to say. But, you know, if you've got a team similar to that, I think burning is honestly fine. Has anyone ever burnt a transfer before? Let's do a poll on that. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to do there. It's a great start on 11, so I would just spend a transfer on your bench or burn a transfer. Flanny's never burnt one. I don't think I have either. I have once, but I couldn't help it. When I was a bit younger, I went travelling around Africa, and I went to somewhere with no signal for like a week. So I had no idea what the results were. There was like no internet at all, like no 4G towers or anything like that. I was in the absolute middle of nowhere, in the Okavango Delta. That was quite scary. You had to stay in your like tent at night, because there was like hippos that were roaming around your tent, and you could hear them. Dry Brief, thanks for the... for becoming an FPL Focal member. Thanks for that, Dry Brief. Thanks for your support, mate. Jordan says, sell Darwin for Jesus or burn a free transfer. Yeah, I probably would make that move, yeah. Unless you haven't got Solanke or Alvarez. Those are better. Or even Watkins. But yeah, in that case, it's close. I know Darwin's got a good fixture, but it's probably worth the move rather than burn him. Because Jesus is better longer term. Talk more about the Africa experience. Do people want to hear more about that? I went with a charity called Kit Aid that give out football kits to the underprivileged around the world. That was crazy. That was like such an eye-opening trip at a young age. I remember I whipped out a tub of Pringles and I was absolutely flooded by everyone. I had like a crowd of about 20 people around me who wanted some sour cream Pringles. But yeah, we were in like the middle of nowhere. Why is Sterling suspended? He got 5 yellows. Liver or burn for Trent? They're both rotation risks, but I suppose burn. What team do you support? I support Arsenal. Best flavour of Pringles? I think so. What's the best Pringles flavour? What's a burnt transfer? A burnt transfer is when you don't spend one at all. It's 50-50. Fair enough. 50% have burnt one, 50% haven't. Or it might be 51-49 now. I support AIK. Sour cream, hands down. Paprika's a good flavour. You've got to be in the mood for salt and vinegar. Right, guesses in the chat. Who's going to be the king of Gameweek 19? Well done to anyone that got Solanke last game week. It was 17 pointer for Solanke with that hat-trick. Guesses in the chat. Who's going to be the top scorer of Gameweek 19? Best 1 week punt striker. Probably is Solanke or Alvarez. Solanke or Alvarez. Sagar says Watkins. Virtual says Trent, Son, Salah, Gordon, Archer, Trent, Watkins, Darwin, Nkunku. Miley. If it's Miley. Doherty, Salah, Alvarez, Richarlison, Nkunku. We'll see if anyone gets it right. A few people got it last game week. Are you rolling? I am indeed, yeah. No transfer this week. I'm just going to roll. Don't need to make a transfer this week. It makes sense to roll. And I've still got Pinnock for a bit of depth on the bench. So, yeah, I'm rolling this week. That'll be my team. Unless we get a leak that Gordon doesn't start, then I'll start Pinnock. Happy birthday to Heike New, who turns 38 today. Your parents have done you over there, having Christmas and birthday at the same time. The amount of money they must have saved over the years. 2 birds, 1 stone. Team news, please. Okay, let's run through the team news. The problem is, there was no press conferences yesterday because it was Christmas, so we don't actually have much at all, but I've scraped together what I can. Klopp on Tsimikas, he's broke his collarbone at least. It's really bad for us and he's out for a long time. So Tsimikas is a sell. You're not going to see him for quite a long time by the sounds of it. Brighton news, De Zerbi on Mitoma, ankle injury. Says, I hope it's not going to be a big injury for him or for us. Again, it sounds like Mitoma could be out for a while, so he's a sell. Eddie Howe gave nothing away in Lascelles. He said, I'm not 100% sure what the issue is, to be honest. I can't give you any more clarity than that. Bit of Tottenham news. Postecoglou on Romero, who went off injured at half-time last match. He said he felt tightness in his hamstring just before half-time, so we had to take him off. Don't know anything more than that, whether he's going to make this game or not. And on Richarlison, he said he had a sore back yesterday in training. He wasn't 100%, but he was keen to start. I knew at some point we'd have to take him off, but I don't think it's anything serious. And then a few players suspended this game week. Palmer, Sterling, Cash and Havertz have all picked up 5 yellows, so they're suspended for game week 19. That's it for the news roundup. That's all we've got. No Haaland news for those asking about Haaland. Nothing. We might get the Newcastle lineup or some kind of leaks in 5 minutes or so. So whatever that is, I'll let you guys know in a minute. Are there any Newcastle players you guys want to know about this week? Gordon? Any Isak owners? Lascelles? Yeah, I think Trent's a perfectly fine captain this week. Yeah, Game Week 20 is the last time to use your wildcard, so wildcarding into Game Week 20, not after. Lascelles. A lot of Lascelles owners, Trippier, Isak, Wilson, Livermore and Burn. Yeah, hopefully we get the whole lineup. So, I'll keep an eye on that. Right, let's go over to there. Yeah, alright, so in about 4 or so minutes. Alvarez for free. I love the Alvarez transfer. I'm still backing Alvarez to do well over the next 2. I would, yeah, I'd consider Alvarez. Trippier out for Trent. Feels like the wrong week to do it, but I do get it. But it's probably not the right week for it. Is Livra going to start? I reckon he probably does, because Burns started the last one just a few days ago. So maybe Livra starts this one and left back. No, I've never been to Egypt, actually. I'd love to go. Probably not for a -4. Sack Ten Hag. I don't know how much should improve them, though. Like, who would they even bring in as a replacement that would do better? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of deeply rooted issues at Man United, isn't there? But I don't know if sacking would actually improve them. What do you guys think? Sack him or don't sack him? I saw, what's his face? has just bought a 25% stake, and he's looking to shake things up, but he's not going to have an immediate impact. I think he's hiring a director of football. So some changes to the infrastructure, and I think a few people have left behind the scenes as well. So, I mean, that could be good news. There could be a few changes in terms of staff behind the scenes. So, Jim, that was it. Give him 3 more game weeks. Don't sack him, back him. There's rumours Zidane going to Man United. I'll be amazed. That would be a great swoop if they get Zidane, but I can't see him going Man United. He's just not the kind that would go to somewhere that clearly has so much wrong behind the scenes. Like, he hasn't taken up any manager jobs, has he, the last few years since he left Madrid. So I don't think he's the type that would just manage for the sake of it. I think he wants to pick the right team if he gets back into management at all. I think PSG wanted him, right? And he wasn't bothered by that either. Right, we should have some Newcastle news in a couple of minutes, so whatever that is, I'll let you guys know. Waiting for the France call-up. Yeah, imagine if Zidane managing France. Imagine that. He wins like 3 Champions League on the bounce, and then he takes over France and wins the World Cup in a few years' time. Jesus for a hit. I don't think I'd take Jesus for a hit. Alright, I'll keep an eye on that in the background for Newcastle news. They said we should get something at 10:15, which is now, so I'll just keep an eye on this in the background. Keep your questions coming. If you've enjoyed this stream so far, then hit like on it. Make sure you subscribe. Is the stream frozen, or is that just me? Are you guys still seeing the stream? Oh yeah, it's fine. It froze on mine. What site can I use to plan for future game weeks? You can use Plan FPL. I'll show you it here. Plan FPL is my favourite one. I used it for the expert series. It looks like this. So you create a plan. Is mine up to date? No. Anyway, you can select the game week, so you can view how it looks in a future game week. Really handy for seeing how your team's going to look. So what have I done wrong here? Is this even my team? Yeah. I've got Trippier rather than Trent though. Yeah, so you can kind of just see how your team's going to look in future game weeks. It's very handy for planning. You just go through the game weeks like that, and you get like projected points and all sorts. And if you're a scout member as well, you can sync it to get Opta stats and all sorts of goodies like that. So link in the description to become a scout member. Lascelles doesn't start. No Lascelles. Sorry, Lascelles owners. This is from NUFC Will 1892, who was bang on last game week when he leaked the Newcastle lineup, and he's just said no Lascelles. No Lascelles. That's what he's tweeted. So I'll keep an eye out. We might get some more other than that, but that's the first bit of Newcastle news. So if you've got Lascelles, it looks like he's going to be out. I do remember he tweeted the Newcastle lineup bang on last game week. I'm pretty sure he's a reliable insider. So there you go. If you've got Lascelles, don't start him in your FPL team. I did suspect as such. Like, he went off injured last match, to be fair. So it'd probably be Botman and Share. I'll just turn notifications on as well, so the second we get something, I'll tell you guys. I imagine we will get more as we approach the deadline. We might even get the full lineup. I know a lot of you have got Isak, Wilson, Gordon, There we go. Notifications on. Richarlison or Kudus? Richarlison. Start Kudus or Gabriel? Probably Gabriel. Quite close, but I'd say Gabriel. Adam D, thanks for the super chat, says Kudus or Sterling to transfer. Got 1.5 million in the bank. Who shall I bring in? The rest of the midfield is Salah, Son, Richarlison, and the forwards are Solanke, Darwin, and Watkins. Yeah, the mids are quite tricky. Because Bowen's great, but he's not got a good fixture this week. But it's probably still worth Bowen, if you can. 1.5 million in the bank. Can you afford Sterling to Bowen? It's not ideal this week, because then you'd have Kudus. Yeah, it's a bit sideways, but maybe Kudus to Bowen. Unless you need someone you can start, in which case sell Sterling. Just trying to think if there's any other midfielders that I'm not thinking of. You could go someone like Ødegaard as an early punt. You got Richarlison already. Yeah, you could actually consider Kudus or Sterling to Ødegaard. I think Bowen's fine as well. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else there. The problem with Sterling is he's still got good fixtures, so you don't really want to sell him. So maybe just do Kudus to Ødegaard. I think that makes the most sense. BW123, thanks for the super chat. It says buy Trent or Alvarez this week, and then the other next week. I would buy Trent first. Trent this week, Alvarez next, but maybe not Alvarez next if it's looking like a 1 week thing before Haaland's back. But yeah, he still could be good next week, Alvarez. Sheffield United home. Trent this week, do it that way around. Jack Milner says, should I do Guay to Trent or roll the transfer? Yeah, I would do that. That's worth it. I would make that move, Jack. Guay to Trent. Jan says, top 5 Lascelles replacements. Top 5? How much money have you got? Like, Gusto's 4.1 mil, so around the same price, Gusto. Colwell, but I think Gusto probably makes more sense, because, as I was saying earlier, Chilwell could be back in January. Anyone else I'm forgetting here? There's not many good cheap defenders right now. That's the problem. Don't think I could give you 5. Because there's players like Senesi, good fixture this week, but then bad fixtures. Probably Gomez. Because Tsimikas is out for potentially a couple of months. He's 4.5 mil. I can only think of 3. Colwell, Gusto, Gomez. Archie says Chelsea are disaster defensively. Their underlying numbers aren't actually that bad. And they've got Luton, Gameweek 20, then Fulham home, Liverpool you bench them, then Wolves home. I think Gusto's okay for 4.1 mil, but yeah, not completely nailed either. I can only think of 3 there. Ideally, you just want to spend more money and get the likes of Saliba, Pedro Porro, Gabriel. But those are the cheap ones. Dimitri says, Zinchenko versus White versus Saliba, whom to buy? Yeah, they're all good. I actually quite like White, because Tomiyasu's out for a while still, but I'd get Saliba out of those 3. There is potential for Kyrgios to get a game at some point over Zinchenko. It could happen, but I'd go Saliba out of those 3. Sorry, everyone. Hopefully, let me know in chat if you can hear me again. The PC's just shut down, so I've just booted it back up, and I'm connecting my AirPods again. I can't hear anything, so bear with me. Yeah, exactly. I need the stream deck. Oh, there we go. I think the music's back. Alright. I've lost the webcam, though. Oh, dear. Is that still black? No! Can you still hear me? We're back. Alright. Sorry about that. I don't know why the webcam's gone black, though. We might have to go without the webcam. What were we saying? Okay. Is it okay now? Let me just turn it down a little bit as well. It sounds really loud to me, that. I know. Technical issues. I need to figure. Is anyone good with IT? Does anyone know why my PC would just shut itself off like that? It's done it a few times recently. I even like put the RAM in the right slots. I don't know if it's overheating. I did build my PC myself. There's a ghost talking. Can you hear me now? Oh no, I'm meant to be an IT guy. I might have to just do it without the webcam. Hang on. Oh God, no. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working. We've lost the webcam. Camera. Yeah, I'm not sure why the webcam's not working. We'll have to go without. We'll get back to that question though. On White and Saliba in the Arsenal defence. Yeah, I just think if I was going to go for an Arsenal defender, it'd be Saliba. But White's probably the likeliest to get an attack in return, I would say. Just rebooting in video broadcast to see if I can get the webcam back. Or perhaps not. Sorry about that. I mean, thanks to everyone that came back, by the way. There's still, what, 2,000 here? That's surprising. I thought I'd come back and I'd have about 10 viewers. So thanks for that. Thanks for coming back. Hopefully it all sounds okay now. I can't get NVIDIA Broadcast to load either. I use NVIDIA Broadcast because it automatically adds or removes the background. So it's quite handy because then I don't have to set up an actual green screen. But it didn't like the reboot. Teddy hated that. When the PC crashed, he just legged it out of the room. Don't know why. He must have known something was up. No, I'm not going to be able to get that back. We're going to have to do it without the webcam for the last half an hour of the stream. Let me check if there was any more Newcastle leaks while we were rebooting there. Nothing. So just Lascelles. That's all we've had. Lascelles doesn't start. Yeah, I'll have to read back on chat in case there's any tips on why the PC would crash like that. I need to figure that out. What's Discord, Flandy? Okay, I'll just check that. Clean sheet odds. Yeah, clean sheet odds are as follows. It's weird now doing it without the webcam, isn't it? Maybe it's better. Maybe you're all sick of looking at me anyway. That's the clean sheet odds this game week. I don't know if that's reliable, Flandy. I don't know. I don't think that is. So they're saying Livramento and Isak start themselves on the bench, but I don't know if they're reliable. I'm not aware of them. I know they've got a bit of a following, but could be guessing. Yeah, I've given up on the webcam. We're doing the last half hour without the webcam. Sorry about that. Let me just check if I missed any super chats while I was rebooting. Yeah, so I'd get Saliba out of all the Arsenal defenders. Zinchenko and White are fine, but I'd get Saliba just because we know he's nailed. Mo here has sent his ID. Let's pull that up to see what your team looks like. So that's your team. What was the question? Should I roll or get Richarlison or Alvarez or Saka or Trent? I need to prep for Salah and Son. Love your content, mate. Right, so how much have you got in the bank? 9.5 mil in the bank. I would get Trent this week if I were you. Salah's your route back to Haaland, so you don't have to have all that money sitting in the bank. I'd get rid of Lamptey. Lamptey to Trent. I mean, that is a hell of an upgrade, isn't it? Lamptey to Trent. That's what I would do. I think that makes sense with 9.5 mil in the bank. Wilson, bench today. Isak starts. That's the other leak we just had. Again, it's from NUFC Will, who was bang on last week with his leaked lineup. And he says that Isak starts, Wilson benched, Lascelles benched. Oscar in the chat, not. Okay, so yeah, if you've got Isak, judging by that leak, he starts. Wilson benched is what he's saying, and he says Lascelles benched. And I'll keep an eye. I've got notifications on, so if he gives us anything more before the deadline, I'll let you guys know straight away for Newcastle. In fact, let me reply to him, because he follows me, so I'm going to say, what about Gordon? I guess lots of you have got Gordon. Does Gordon... I'll DM him. Any other players you guys want to know about? I've just asked him. Does Gordon start? Yeah, I guess Trippier. So he said Lascelles doesn't start. And nor does Wilson. Isak starts. In fact, so based on that, actually, I'd imagine Gordon does in left wing. Unless Joelinton's back. That's the only other way. Because Barnes is injured, right? Yeah, I'd imagine it would be Gordon, Isak and Almiron front three based on that. Trippier, yeah. So, yeah, the second we get another Newcastle update, I'll let you guys know straight away. JW's on a free hit, and Nkunku or Foden. He's a Chelsea fan. I think I'd rather have Foden. Like, it's just a bit risky to go in Nkunku, isn't it? Does he 100% start? I'd like to see him start a game first before I consider him. I'm personally not considering him at all, but if I was in your position, and especially on a free hit, I feel like you just go for someone you know is going to play. Or he probably plays Foden. Assuming Doku's still out. Grealish down the left. Foden, Alvarez. And then maybe Kovacic, the other one. But there could be another player there. I'd go Foden over Nkunku. Is it better or worse without webcam on streams out of curiosity? Do you guys think it's better or worse? I've never done one without the webcam, but if anyone's joining late, my stream crashed. Or my PC crashed, it restarted itself. So I've come back and the webcam's not working, but is that worse or does that make it better? It's worse, okay. I've always wondered that and never thought to ask. That's fine. I think it works in the videos. Because then it's like, it's all purely about the content on screen rather than about me. But I guess streams are a bit more like personal, aren't they? Because it's like a back and forth live. That's fine. It'll be back next stream. I just can't figure out why it's not working now. I'd have to close OBS to get it working again, I think. And that's not worth it, because then the stream would cut out. Disembodied voice worse. Is the voice okay? Or are you getting problems with the voice? Let me just listen to the stream for a sec. Disembodied voice worse. Is the voice okay? Oh wow, I didn't know the stream was that live. Bloody hell, that was like a few seconds. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that works quite well. No camera in the videos. I quite like that as well, because then the content's not all about me in the videos. I suppose it's not anyway, but when I'm in the videos, it's like the focus is drawn to you a bit rather than what's on screen. Anyway, Levi says, my team is in shambles. Voice is good. Alright, good. Yeah, sound seems to be okay, John. I think that's just you, mate. So, does Wilson start? The leak we've had is that Wilson is benched, Lascelles doesn't start, and Isak starts. If there's anything else we get, I'll let you know straight away. I've asked him about Gordon. He might even give us the full lineup before the deadline. We've got half an hour until the deadline, so let's see. Anyway, if anyone can guess this player, I'm going to drop 5 gifted subs in the chat. This is one of the biggest FPL scores of all time. You need to guess the player and the season. Yeah, let's do season as well. It's too easy otherwise. Guess the player and the season. If you can guess the player that got that score of 28 points and the season, I'll gift 5 memberships to the chat. Gordon starts. That's the other update. Gordon starts. That's good news for us Gordon owners. Gordon starts. We'll come back to that in a sec. Let's see. Oscar in 2012. Lampard 09-10. Let me check what it actually was. That might be the answer. No, it wasn't. Hazard 2014. Ivanovic. Drogba. Oh. Scourgeman got the season. Has anyone got the player and the season? Trying to see if anyone has actually got it. Oh, yeah, Rohan got it. The answer was, it was Lampard. And he did it in the 07-08 season. He got 4 goals and 1 assist against Derby. 4 goals, 1 assist against Derby. So, shout out to Rohan, he got it. I'm going to drop 5 gifted memberships to the chat. Good luck to everyone. Hopefully you get one of these. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Did that work? And if you enjoyed that game, make sure you hit subscribe. I do videos every week, FPL content and live streams. So make sure you hit subscribe to follow future streams and videos. Edzo got one of them. MH Gainer got one. Lights Gaming. Terra got one. Shreyan. So the leak, in case anyone missed it, was Gordon starts. So what we know so far, again, he seems to be reliable. He gave the whole Newcastle lineup last game week and it was bang on. And I seem to remember seeing stuff from him before that was correct. He says Lascelles and Wilson don't start. Isak and Gordon start. So good news for Gordon owners. And good news for Isak owners, if there's any. Isak and Gordon start is what he says. Well, Lascelles and Wilson don't. If there's anything more before the deadline, then I'll let you guys know. I'm sure there will be more. He might even share the whole lineup when we near the deadline. Since they got the first game of the game week. Welcome anyone who's joining late, and obviously welcome if anyone is usually an FPL Raptor watcher. Thanks for coming over. I know we can't be live today, so if there's anyone here for the first time, welcome to the stream. Usually there's a webcam on, but my stream crashed and then the webcam's not working now, so I'll get that sorted for the next stream. Nothing on Liver or Trippier, so let's see. If he says anything more, I'll let you guys know. But to repeat that again one more time, Isak and Gordon start is what he says, and he says Lascelles and Wilson don't. I'm putting a captain poll up. Get your votes in on this one. And if you vote for other, let us know who your other is. The poll is up now. When does AFCON and the Asian Cup start? It starts after Game Week 20. So unless anyone leaves early, Game Week 20 is the last week we'll get out of the likes of Son, Salah, Kudus. Who else am I forgetting? Adingra, 8 Nori. Jackson captain. Oh, I'm not sure about that. Trent captain. Quite a few Trent captainers. Isak captain. B is jumping on that leak and he's captaining Isak. Yeah, it's not actually till mid-January, but the gap between Game Week 20 and 21 is a couple of weeks, and the players will leave early to join up with their squads. So it is after Game Week 20 that we lose those players. That's going to be interesting to see how the template shifts after that. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the button, because I do an expert series every week where we look at what the experts moves and what they do every week. And it'll be interesting to see what they do, who they sell Salah and Son for. Watkins captain, interesting. Yeah, there's lots of interesting captains to answer GT's question. Son, Solanke, Trent. But I'm on Salah captain. In fact, I need to tweak my team. Let me take a screenshot of that. I'm happy enough that Gordon starts based on that leak. Game week 19. Rolled the transfer. And we're back. Alright, keep your questions coming. Merry Christmas to you as well, Lights Gaming. Kabore to Gusto. I don't mind that if you're looking at starting Kabore this week, but I wouldn't make that transfer for the sake of it if you've only got one transfer, you know. I think rolling would be fine in that situation. Oh, that's a shame as well. You can't see the Christmas jumper I've got on because the webcam broke. We'll keep an eye out for any more Newcastle leaks, but for anyone joining late or wondering what we've heard so far, they said Lascelles and Wilson don't start, and they said Isak and Gordon do. I think they're reliable as well. I'm going to trust it. I'm starting Gordon. They've been an active account for years as well. I remember their old username, NUFC in the No Hub. Averil says Captain Gordon is a differential. I don't think I'd go that far. I wouldn't be surprised if his minutes are a little bit managed. I don't know what the bench and the depth's like, but yeah, he could come off earlier. I don't think I'd do that. I think there's better captains. Amal says, hi Focal, Captain Solanke or Trent? If I was going to pick one of those, it'd be Trent. These are the projections from FPL Review. They've got Trent in 4th. So they've got Salah, Saka, Ødegaard, the top 3. Then they've got Trent. Solanke's on 4.8. So not far behind Trent, to be fair. Darwin's up there. Anyone giving Darwin one more week, or are you selling Darwin now? Bench last match, so maybe that indicates a start. I think Diaz went off with a knock. I think it was just a knee-to-knee injury, so a contact injury. But it could be Darwin left wing, Gakpo through the middle. So yeah, to answer your question, Amar, Trent if I had to pick one of those. I mean, look at this. This is from Scout. This is FPL points since game week 12. Trent top in the league, 58 points he's got over that run. Solanke's second. He's actually a point ahead of Salah since game week 12. Then Kudus, Senesi, Son, Gross. Gross, what the hell? Gordon, McNeil, Iwobi, Watkins. If anyone wants to become a Scout member, all the tables I've made are public. You just go to public stats tables and you search FPL Focal. And then all my tables are public there, so you're welcome to look at those yourself. These are the ones that I use when I make my videos. For example, this one's the forwards. And look at that. Since game week 12, Solanke's top in the league for expected goal involvement. 5.51 XGI. Underlying numbers are a very useful way to kind of decide what moves to make. You know, if a player's got promising underlying numbers like Solanke there, everything pointed towards him doing well. I didn't expect a hat-trick in a million years last game week, I have to say. He completely carried my game week. What transfer would you recommend this week? Asks Slayton and Justine. I think it's a great week to buy Trent. At the back of my head, I wondered, what if Gomez gets a game in right back at some point? But now Tsimikas is injured. Gomez is their only option in left back, really. So I think Trent's an awesome transfer this week. If you've got Haaland money lying around. Yeah, and Solanke's points cancelled the week before, so he more than bounced back there. Let me just catch up on Super Chats. Lupo, how we doing? He says, yes, Oscar, Merry Christmas. Start Kudus or Kabore, love. You've got to chase the upside and start Kudus. I think Kabore's been going off early recently as well. I don't know if he's carrying a knock or whether that's tactical, but I would definitely start Kudus there. Paul says, would you sell Darwin for Isak? No, I wouldn't do that. I know there's a leak that Isak starts, but I wouldn't do that, no. If I was going to sell Darwin, I'd rather have Watkins, Solanke or Alvarez as replacements over Isak. Because Isak's not nailed and he's a bit of an injury-prone player, let's be honest. If anyone's joining late and wondering what the Newcastle news was, then what we've been told is Lascelles and Wilson don't start. Isak and Gordon do. Nothing on Livramento or Trippier. If we get anything more, I'll let you guys know straight away. Because yesterday was Christmas, we've not had press conferences, so we don't have a great deal of news. I can do a final news roundup when we get close to the deadline if anyone needs it, but there's not much news at all. Tsimikas has broken his collarbone, so he's out for a while. Mitoma is injured. I don't think I even need to run through it really. Eddie Howe was vague on Lascelles, but we've had the leak that he doesn't start. Zenik says, should I wildcard as soon as the servers are back after the deadline? Yeah, absolutely. Literally lock it in as soon as the deadline passes. Because it's the last chance to use it. After this deadline, it's literally your last chance to activate it. So there's no reason not to use it after this game week passes. Because you might be able to take advantage of some price rises. Like, Trent probably goes up tonight. I'm just checking FPL statistics. Trent's at 136% rising. So if you don't have him, like, you wildcard and bring him in. Tsimikas is dropping tonight. That's annoying. Tsimikas dropping again. Ferguson, Diaz, Veltman, and Ketia and Jensen dropping. But yeah, if you've got your wildcard and you're using it for Game Week 20, then activate it as soon as the game's back up after this deadline. There's no reason not to. Jig B says, by the way, I loved your TV debut, Oscar. Thanks very much. Yeah, I was really happy with that. It went very well, I thought. As soon as it finished, they sent me a message saying that was great. You were very comfortable, and would you be interested in coming back on? So yeah, I didn't know it goes out on TV around the world, and in Sky Sports and TNT Sports in the UK. I didn't know that. Just as well, I might have been more nervous on the debut. Blake Atwell says, start Udogie, Visser or Hwang. He's got Porro. It's between Visser and Hwang. I wouldn't start Udogie. Visser or Hwang. Probably Hwang. It's very close between them. That's kind of 50-50, but I'd go Hwang. I mean, they're playing each other. Hwang's on pens. J Pup says, am I crazy for benching Pedro Porro? He's starting Raya, Saliba, Cher and Pinnock. Yeah, so for me, I was in the same position as you, J Pups. It was Pedro Porro or Pinnock. Interestingly, FPL Review had Pinnock slightly ahead of Pedro Porro. The clean sheet odds obviously favour Brentford. Brentford here, 36% chance of a clean sheet. Tottenham, 19%. But I really don't want to bench a Pedro Porro attack and return. I'd really kick myself if I do that. Especially if it's the week he does get his double-digit return. So I would start Pedro Porro over Pinnock myself. That's what I'm doing anyway. DVC says start Lascelles or Porro or Diaby for Richarlison. Lascelles, the rumour is, the leak that we've had is that Lascelles doesn't start. So yeah, definitely sell him. I think Porro is a great replacement. Diaby for Richarlison. I'd probably do the Lascelles move first because he's potentially even injured. And now his starting position is a massive doubt because of Botman and Cher both available. And you might want to play Diaby in Game Week 20 when he's home to Burnley. That's a great fixture. So I would do Lascelles for Porro, yeah. Fantasy Football Chronicles is on a free hit. Dubravka, Trippier, Burn, Trent, Salah, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli. Triple Arsenal midfield. Jesus. Solanke, Darwin and Alvarez. The bench is Petrovic, Tavernier, Colwell and Bulldog. Yeah, it's a good free hit. Darwin. Yeah, I guess Darwin makes sense on a free hit. Would I go double Newcastle defence? I suppose that's fine. Yeah, it's triple Newcastle defence. No, I'd make way for an Arsenal defender there. I'd get Ben White on a free hit. I think he's the likeliest to get an attack and return. I'd get Ben White over Burn if you can. I wouldn't go triple Newcastle defence. But yeah, other than that, it's a good free hit. Taryn says start Archer or Pinnock. Archer or Pinnock? Probably Archer. Yeah, I'd probably start Archer between those two. Very close. I mean, if you're not going to play Archer home to Luton, it's literally the best fixture that Archer is going to have the whole season. When are you going to play him? I'd start Archer over Pinnock, just about. Tiggy Taylor says Alvarez to Jackson or roll. Definitely don't sell Alvarez. I'll do Jackson to Alvarez. I wouldn't do Alvarez to Jackson, if that's what you mean. Alvarez is an easy hold for me. I know that Everton's not an easy fixture right now, but then he's got Sheffield United. We don't know 100% that Haaland's back Gameweek 20. Nova says, hi, what about Tsimikas to Gusto? Is he playing? He should do. Because James is out for 3 to 4 months, obviously. So, Gusto's the main option, a natural right back. Disasi can play there. That might happen. But I think Gusto is pretty good for 4.1 mil. I don't think you can do better for that price. The best replacement, if you can afford an Arsenal defender, is Saliba or Gabriel or White. And obviously, if you've got loads of money, then the likes of Trent. But I wouldn't go Trippier. So yeah, I think Gusto makes sense. Cheyenne says Ariel or Turner. Would you free hit if you had it? I wouldn't use my free hit. I've got mine, and I'm saving it for a blank or a double game week myself. We're going to get a couple of doubles later in the season. We'll have a blank game week or two. There'll be better opportunities than using it in a single game week now. Especially in a week like this where the schedule's so packed that there could be unexpected rotations. So personally, I'd save it if I had it. SpongeBabe says, bro, for the love of God, is Rodri injured or not? It looked bad when he went off, but he said he'll be fine for Everton. So going on his word, he's not injured. He's fine. No, so the guy who's leaking the Newcastle team said he's got nothing on Livramento. He said a couple of people have been claiming that he starts, but he can't confirm. So if anyone's joining late, again, I can't vouch for the reliability. I know that last game week, he leaked the full Newcastle lineup a few hours before the deadline, and it was bang on. And he says Lascelles and Wilson don't start. He says Isak and Gordon do. So it's probably worth weighing that up if you've got players affected there. I'm starting Gordon based on that. And I trust him enough that if he'd said Gordon doesn't start, I would have started Pinnock, but I'm leaving it as is. Why Salah over Solanke? Fulham have been bad. So have Burnley. Burnley have been even worse. They've conceded the second most goals. I mean, if we compare Salah and Solanke, in Salah's case, it's a better player against a worse team. So I'm pretty comfortable on Salah captain this week, and Son vice. Captain poll results, 70% or 71% Salah, 13% Son, 8% Solanke, and 8% other. Right, we've got about 5 minutes till deadline. Keep your questions coming. If you have enjoyed the stream, then make sure you like it. If there's any more last minute Newcastle news, then I'll let you know straight away, but that could be it. JDev, thanks for the super chat. He says, hey mate, who would you start, Archer or Colwill? Ooh, that's a good one. Again, I think Colwill. I think Archer. Like, if you're not going to play Archer home to Luton, when are you ever going to play him? Like, we've seen some new manager bounce. Luton are a much worse team away. We know they can be a tough team when they're playing at home, but they're away. I feel like you have to start Archer there. And Chelsea are just so off it right now. And Palace, they've got Elise and Eze available now. I think Archer edges that one. Rousey says, Tsimikas for Colwill or Gusto, or roll and play Archer. Yeah, roll and play Archer. When you're in a position like that, where you can just roll and play Archer, I think it makes sense. Just leave your options open. You never know what can happen this game week. I mean, look at my team. I was like looking at my team and thinking, should I bench boost? And then suddenly Palmer's out, Tsimikas is injured. Things can change fast. I would roll this week if you can. It's a super tight turnaround. We've got 5 games today. Look at the schedule. 5 games today, 3 tomorrow, 2 on Thursday. So the game ends on Thursday 28th. And then 2 days after that, we're back. So it's a 48 or less than a 48-hour turnaround. And then there's another 6 games on Saturday. So the schedule's crazy right now. Lots of injuries. It feels like we've never had so many injuries, but maybe it's just me. Would you do Wilson to Solanke or Jesus for a -4? I would do Solanke for a -4, yeah. Based on that leak that Wilson doesn't start, I'd say that's worth it. Chase the upside. Does Burn start? We've not heard anything on Burn. My best guess is Livramento starts and left back, Burn doesn't, but that would be just my prediction. My prediction would be the back line is Livramento, Botman, Share, Trippier. Yeah, I'm interested to see if Nkunku starts. I don't know if I'd go there as a transfer right now. I know some of you have got him already. And yeah, he looks like their best attacker right now. Scored last match against Wolves. There's a clear golf in class between him and Jackson. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does make his full debut this game week. Jackson had a bit of a stinker last match. Dan says, only got 11 players. -8, Kirkes to Gusto. If you've already got 11 starting, then I wouldn't take a -8 for Gusto. No, I wouldn't do that, Dan. You feel like an AI. I feel like an AI. People say I sound like an AI. Especially without the webcam. I think that makes it a bit more human. But if anyone's joining late, the webcam froze. It's broken. Well, my PC crashed. And when I switched it back on, the camera wasn't there. So I'll get that sorted for the next stream. And I'll have to fix the code in my AI. This is a pre-recorded AI chat, I know. I've literally predicted all the questions that are going to get asked. What? You do sound like an AI. That's just what an AI would say. I'm not an AI. There's nothing artificial about me. Beep boop. Welcome back for another video. No, I'm not off to the game, Ben. I did ask around, but I couldn't get a ticket, annoyingly, so no, I won't be. I'll be home watching the games. I'm ready in the Neuralink. Start Lascelles or Taylor? Taylor. It's not ideal, but there's rumours that Lascelles doesn't start. But that's not ideal. I'd actually consider a -4 there, probably. If there's someone high upside that you can bring in. Like Porro, Trent, Saliba. Probably not, because they're so cheap. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in Newcastle. But if anyone's joining last minute, they said that Lascelles and Wilson don't start. They said Isak and Gordon do. So I've rolled this week. I think the roll makes a lot of sense for my team. And then I'll decide what to do depending on if Haaland's back or if he's not. I could do... I've got 1.7 mil in the bank, so I could do Turner to Raya in Gameweek 20. That covers Newcastle's difficult fixtures perfectly. And then when Arsenal have got Liverpool a while away, Newcastle got Luton home, so they actually rotate super nice. So I might do that next week if Haaland's not back. If he is, I'll just sell Salah, and then I'll sell a forward to Haaland. Yeah, the deadline's in 1 minute. The December challenge, yeah, there's still a couple of game weeks left. Whoever finishes top in that league, I'll be giving £100 to. Bjorn says, thanks for the show, Oscar. Thanks all for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed it, and sorry there was no webcam for the final half an hour. It is what it is. But, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. Is there anyone live that we could raid? Don't think so. Perhaps not this week. Oh, that's not an English channel. No, we can't go there. Who's this one? Football chat box. Is that an English stream?
Mike, Nick, Easy Shark, Pure Motivation, BL, Karan,
Alright, let's go surprise this channel.
José.
This will be fun. He's got 4 watching, so I think this will be a great channel to go raid. Head over to there, spam focal raid in his chat. And let's see how his reaction is and go show some support to another channel. Thank you all for tuning in. Head over to that stream and spam focal raid in his chat. Enjoy the game, call. I'll see you on Discord. Link below if you're not in the Discord. Appreciate you all tuning in. Thanks as always. Focal out.